Hello, my name is Katie Kizzier, and this is my final term project for Info 283 with Professor Allman. I have created a marketing plan, including marketing materials, for a library card sign-up month campaign titled Show Your Library Card and Save. My plan is to use this at the current library that I work at for September 2026. I will start with an introduction to the Chesapeake Bay Library and then move on to a SWOT analysis and strategic goals. Then we will look at a campaign summary and the goals of the project. I will then present information about the target audience, followed by an overview of the budget for the project. Then I will share marketing materials created for the campaign and end with steps for evaluation. The Chesapeake Bay Library is located in a rural area in Maryland near the Chesapeake Bay. It serves a population of under 100,000 with 5 branches. That includes the mobile library branch, which has a bookmobile. This area has a higher than average household income and a higher employment rate. The library is funded in part by federal grants, funds from the county and state grants. It is also fortunate enough to have 2 fundraising groups, the Chesapeake Bay Library Friends Group and the Chesapeake Bay Library Foundation. The Friends Group funds programming and supplies and fills the gaps as needed throughout the year. The foundation was monumental in raising funds for the library's makerspace and equipment that was requested by the community for a new library branch. This library has robust community support, and 88% of those polled said that the library has a positive impact on the community. When planning this campaign, I wanted to make sure I referred back to the library vision and mission statements as much as possible. Chesapeake Bay Library's vision statement is to inspire possibility and be a community connector. The mission statement is to serve as a gateway to information, imagination, and inspiration, to empower individuals by facilitating lifelong learning, and to strengthen the community by providing opportunities for connection to one another and the world. This campaign is deeply rooted in creating community connections and strengthening the library's place in the community by building relationships and getting the community into the library. I also wanted to focus on the values and make sure that I highlighted some of them in this campaign. You can see a list of the values here, and the ones that I chose to focus on were to collaborate with our library locations and our community, and to engage and build community. Here you can also see a brief overview of the SWOT analysis highlighting the library's strengths. One of the strengths is that the library is community focused. It also has strong community support. Continuing to build bonds with the community is important and a big part of the campaign's focus. Weaknesses to be aware of are loss of federal funding and budget cuts while balancing the demand for tech-based programming and offering in-person life skills programming. This campaign is designed to have a big impact on a tight budget while also highlighting library programming. A few opportunities to take note of are to pursue outside funding that doesn't rely on federal programs and to increase partnerships in the community. This campaign directly harnesses these areas to increase library awareness and community partnerships. Threats to the Chesapeake Bay Library are funding challenges, possible changes in public support, transportation access, and intellectual freedom challenges. This campaign works to strengthen the library's position in the community and address these threats by building relationships with local businesses. The library's strategic goals are also important to note before planning the campaign. Increasing community engagement, increasing cardholders, and increasing library awareness within the community are all top priorities, and I believe that this campaign will achieve all 3 of these goals. So what is the campaign? Library Card Sign-Up Month occurs annually in September, and it encourages people in the community to get a library card and use their local library. It is also a chance for library lovers to share why they love the library. In the past, this library has not done a detailed campaign, so I saw an opportunity to create something for the community to get involved in. I developed the 2026 marketing plan for Chesapeake Bay Library's Library Card Sign-Up Month, including community partners and a campaign to show your library card and save. There are 3 project goals to this campaign. Number 1 is to increase library card signups by 10% in the month of September. Number 2 is to increase the event attendance in the month of September by 25%, specifically for the target audiences. We will be offering special events in the month of September for each of the target audiences, and so this goal relates to that. Number 3 is to partner with local businesses in the community to encourage cross-marketing and mutual benefit through a Show Your Library Card and Save campaign in the community for the month of September. So who is the target audience? Well, based on a community survey and conversations held in small groups, Along with a recent staff survey, the Chesapeake Bay Library is going to focus on a wide target audience for Library Card Sign Up Month. We'll target on inactive cardholders, current cardholders, and community partners while focusing on teens, emerging adults / young adults, and new community members. So the focus for the teens, emerging adults, and new community members will be for those special events that I mentioned earlier. The campaign has a small budget of just $500. This budget can be used effectively by using the in-house marketing team and the makerspace to create materials as needed, while also relying on community partners. Here's a quick breakdown of how the budget will be spent for marketing the campaign. First, I created a targeted postcard that we will send to our target audience. That will be $60 for 500 postcards. Email marketing and social media are created in-house and they will incur no additional cost. Campaign cards will be printed as business cards and are $50 for 1,000 cards. Window clings are also to be made in the makerspace for each community partner and library branch, and those will be $10 total. Tent cards will also be printed at $50 for 15 table tents and offered to each community partner. Signage will be displayed on the community road signs and will be a large part of the budget. There are 4 signs located in different parts of the county totaling $200 for the entire month of September. Posters will be made in-house at no cost. We're lucky enough to have our own poster printer. Additional event materials are allotted at $130 for any additional materials not covered by community partners or things that need to be printed after the start date. Here are some of the marketing materials that I created for this campaign. This design will be used on a variety of marketing materials. It features the participating partners and the deals that are detailed on the front. The back of the card features each business with the specific discounts offered and a thank you to our partners. It's also important to note that this card includes the date on the front and the back of the campaign. The graphic will be made into a poster that can be displayed in each branch and used on the table tents to provide community partners with a resource at the cash registers for the month of September as well. These QR codes will lead to a list of the deals offered, along with a link to sign up for a library card, including what you need to bring with you when you get a card. You'll also see a link to special events for the month of September and a link to the bookmobile schedule where people can get a card in person if they can't stop into a local branch due to transportation issues, since that was something we noticed in the strategic planning process that the county had an opportunity to grow with. These are the window clings that will be printed in the makerspace and placed at each branch. And you can see that there's also the QR code here. And they're also going to be given to each community partner. This QR code is the same as the one on the previous design, leading to the list of deals, to sign up for a library card, and all of the special events that month. Here you can see that there will also be pre-made graphics for partners. This makes it extremely easy for them to ensure that branding and messaging is cohesive and they can easily advertise their participation in the campaign. These could be printed as flyers, used on social media, used for online marketing materials, or shared with staff to communicate the partnership information. For digital marketing in the library, the website header and email marketing, I created this header that can be used for the month of September to highlight the campaign. The marketing plan also includes posting on social media. By repurposing the graphics that have already been created, I also created social media posts to announce the Show Your Library Card and Save campaign. These posts will tag all participating businesses and can easily be shared across their platforms to increase engagement. The library social media team will also create reels highlighting the campaign throughout the month and will reshare any content created by community partners. Targeted postcards will also be mailed out to the target audiences, inviting them to come get a library card using the slogan, "Explore what your library can do for you." The QR code is the same one linked on the other marketing materials. These will be sent on August 28th to allow time for them to arrive in early September. This card can also serve as proof of address when they come in to get their library card, so it's dual purpose. Lastly, we will discuss how the campaign will be evaluated for success. Halfway through the month of September and then again at the end of the campaign. So the first goal is to increase library card signups by 10% in the month of September. To measure this success, we can check to see if we're on track by viewing the available data for library card signups for the month of September and comparing it to average monthly card signups throughout the year. Recommended actions if this goal is not being met is to increase social media and email marketing surrounding the campaign. The second goal is to increase event attendance by 25%, specifically for target market groups. To measure the success of this goal, we will track event attendance and evaluate it by comparing it to previous attendance. And if we're not meeting this goal, then the recommended action is to increase social media and email marketing for these target audiences and encourage community partners to share about upcoming events. We will also be reminding staff to increase word of mouth marketing in branches about specific events. The final goal is to partner with local businesses in the community. This will be measured by how many partners we have during the campaign and by sending a short survey to get feedback from our partners, as well as a quick check-in through email or phone calls. This will be done mid-month and at the end of the campaign. While our doors are always open for feedback, these set times will ensure that we aren't skipping this step in the process. To evaluate the success, we will look back at the feedback and take into account any changes that need to be made during the program or for the program for the following year. Thank you for your time. I hope that this campaign and marketing plan inspire you to create something similar at your library.